39, and this is Britain's newsroom here on GB News with me, Tom Harwood, and Ellie Costello.
Now, Virgin Galactic's first space tourism flight landed safely yesterday after making a short 90-minute trip above the Earth. Well, among the 3 passengers on board the VSS Unity were 80-year-old British former Olympian John Goodwin.
Mr Goodwin, originally from Newcastle-under-Lyme, secured his seat 18 years ago after buying an almost £200,000 ticket for this expedition. He was also joined by mother and daughter Keisha and Anastasia Myers, who won their places in a prize draw.
Well, trainee astronaut and philanthropist Per Wimmer joins us now to give his take on this fascinating story. Very good to see you this morning. So what do you make of this all? It's absolutely it's fascinating, isn't it?
Oh, it's so exciting. I mean, you can imagine waiting for, in John's case, 18 years. And for me personally, I've been waiting 23 years ahead of going into space. So this is kind of like a little child, and Christmas come true finally, and you get to enjoy this amazing experience. I know it's short in time, but it is huge in significance. And no doubt, John and Keisha, they're over the moon today, no doubt. It's a fantastic achievement and an incredible milestone as well for Galactic, having poured so much money into this, and Richard Branson standing behind it all the way. It really is a significant achievement. And on a personal note, it paves the way for me going into space very soon.
So when do you expect to make a very similar trip then?
Very soon, to be honest. I would estimate I'm on rocket number 10, so it'll probably be spring next year. So I better get into shape now and get ready. I've done a lot of my training. I've flown fighter jets in various places around the world. I've done zero-G training, where you go up into 16 kilometers and nosedive down in a perfectly good plane, creating weightlessness for 30, 40 seconds at a time. And I've also been sitting in the centrifuge, spinning around faster and faster and faster to simulate how it is to have these enormous G-forces coming in on your body. So I'm set and ready, and I'm so excited for John that went up yesterday. He's a fellow astronaut, and I can't wait for my turn.
Wow, so this is really within touching distance for you now. How are you feeling? As you say, this has been such a long wait for you, 23 years, and the moment's nearly here.
I know, and I can't believe it. It's always been next year, and 2 years out. So finally seeing this and seeing these incredible pictures, beaming down live, and also watching the commentary online where people are saying, wow, amazing, cool, how fantastic is that? I mean, it is sort of an intoxicating experience going into space. It is literally less than 600 people have ever been there. So, we got to remind ourselves that this is actually quite an achievement to get up there. And now the door's open for the rest of us to go up soon, and hopefully many more thereafter.
Well, you'll be one of the first hundreds rather than thousands who go. But I imagine with the success of this commercial flight, this is going to become a more and more common thing. We're going to see many more thousands of people go into space rather than the just 600 or so who have done in the last, how long have people been going into space? Since the 1950s, really. This is going to really take off.
Absolutely. And this is a game changer. And it's sort of the democratization of space. Yes, it's still not a low price tag. Hopefully, eventually it will come down. But pioneers like Branson, or like astronauts like myself who are flying, we're hoping to break down those barriers, bring down the cost by having more and more people going through the system. Like any other business, it's about scale and getting more people up there. It would also have, apart from having the joyful experience on a personal note to seeing space, it also has quite significant side effects that we shouldn't underestimate. For instance, space is an enormous inspiration to young kids. When I go around on schools and I talk about my space trip and my values, they're so excited about it. So there's enormous inspirational effect, in particular encouraging young kids and children to be interested in space and science and engineering. And certainly we need those skills here in the UK, absolutely. And more generally, you can also get more cheaper access to space, which would mean then more medical trials in space, more satellites up there, cheaper telecommunications. So this is sort of the beginning of a new era. It's a game changer. And there's a lot more to come that we can all benefit from, whether you want to go to space or not.
Well, it's an exciting future, isn't it? Per Wimmer, really good to see you this morning. Thank you so much for your time, and best of luck with your space flight next spring.
See you up.
Well, back down here on Earth.